Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of SmackDown. I am Wes Steele here with my broadcast partner Christopher Billings, and we are in for a fantastic night here in the power plant tonight.
You know, and I gotta agree with that because we're 1 week away from Over the Limit, and you know, it's been buzzing all over about what's going to happen and what's going on. And as you see, we've got this facelift to the power plant's arena here, but it looks like Die Hard is in the back with a message for the fans. We're going to see what he's got to say.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show. Welcome to SmackDown. I know that you listen to those wannabe commentators out there saying their thing about how they like all the good guys and they hate all the bad guys, but let's get something straight right now. They loved that Explicit guy so much. They loved Explicit so much, but yet we had to let Explicit go because Explicit couldn't, you know, lay off the synthetic things that he used to do. So you'll never see that 175-pound creature here ever again. And that's it for him. But on to more important things. It has become almost an infatuation for me for what's going to happen to Jordan at Over the Limit next week. I mean, I've sat here and I've watched him do his whole little try to call me old, saying that I'm going to need painkillers. But I am the power plant champion. And when I beat him at Over the Limit, I'm going to become the undisputed power plant champion. And there's a reason for that. But with that being said, tonight, we're not, both me and Jordan, we aren't suspended from the arena. It's what my wife had to say to me. She's at home right now, but she relayed a message to me for Jordan that we get to choose who our opponents are tonight and what kind of match we are competing in. And I already came up with Jordan's match, and it's going to be a real good thing. And unfortunately for you, Jordan, your matchup is next, and that's for you to find out here in just a few moments. So I hope you're ready, because the person you're facing, you're definitely not going to like. So be ready for Over the Limit, because I'm coming for you and to keep my title around my waist.
Well, those were big words from Die Hard and evidently mystery opponents tonight on SmackDown.
Yeah, we're having Jordan Moore and Die Hard both put into a pick your poison type situation. So it'll be very interesting to see who each other picks for their opponents going into Over the Limit.
Yeah, I know, and I'm excited to see. And in just a few moments here, we're going to see Jordan Moore facing Die Hard's mystery opponent. And I wonder, you know, who Die Hard had in mind. I mean, there's a lot of people that Die Hard's came in contact with over the years.
This is true, and you got to think, with going into Over the Limit, you'd want to have somebody that can wear down your opponent, so that you can have them weaker going into that match. So like I said, it'll be very interesting to see which of theirs pick.
Yeah, and you know, and even building into all this, I'm so excited, you know, for Jordan Moore, because this is his first main event title opportunity. I mean, you know, he's been a hardcore champion, he's been a tag team champion, but this will be the first time in history in the power plant that we've seen Die Hard and Jordan Moore in the ring for the power plant championship, ever in the ring together in a one-on-one against each other.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a first time for the power plant to see something like this. But this is a thunderous response for Jordan Moore as he's entering the ring.
Well, one of the greatest things about this, it's like Die Hard has not been able to get into the psyche of Jordan, because Jordan Moore he's taking everything that Die Hard's been dishing out. You know, like when he broke up the main event a couple weeks ago. You know, with what things that Die Hard said on Twitter, he shut him down at every turn. He just blocks him out.
Yeah, he sure does. And oh my gosh,
this might not be good for Jordan. I mean, this is one way to soften up your opponent. I guess having faces from a partner.
Yeah, a tag team partner. It's not somebody that he used to rely on. Somebody that he depended on in the ring. And this is going to be very interesting.
Definitely very interesting. We're getting a little little bit of a mixed reaction. It's kind of like some of the fans are cheering James Braden, while some of the fans are booing James Braden. They don't really know what to do.
Well, he's been gone for however long, and some people still do believe that he did turn his back on Jordan, so it's a very it's a sticky situation.
We're about to see if James Braden has what it takes to take down Jordan Moore, but Jordan Moore quickly reverses there. And a crucifix from, a larger guy like Jordan. I mean, Jordan's not the biggest guy ever, but still, that crucifix is very impressive for his size.
Yeah, it sure is, and he does have that more athletic, more agile abilities that James doesn't have in a match like this.
What is Jordan Moore going right for the kill here with a big super backdrop off the top rope, just folded James Braden inside out.
But you gotta look at the resiliency of somebody that was injured, and James Braden just gets right back up, and they're rolling out of the ring. This is a smart tactic by James.
And then you see James on the outside there, just kind of taunting Jordan, telling him, bring it to the outside. I wonder if Jordan, would fall for that, because James would try to get the count.
Definitely, and there's also those all the other tactics that you can use and you can take advantage of. The environment outside the ring as opposed to inside the ring, with the steel steps and the ring posts, and even the crowd and the barriers. You can take advantage of the environment on the outside of the ring. I can definitely see that being something that James would take advantage of.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying that James is not a good in-ring competitor, but it definitely doesn't look like his time off is well spent. He's looking a little bit more lazy in the ring. I mean, as you saw, that big boot in the corner. Now Jordan goes for the cover. James quickly gets his shoulder up there, rolls out of the ring again, buying himself a little bit of reprieve here.
I see Jordan giving him a little taunt there, acting, he's telling him this is what he can do. Oh! Wow, a giant springboard snap kick by Jordan Moore.
Did you see that? I mean, he launched himself into the second rope, over the top rope, off the side, and then kicked James in the face.
That's ridiculous. That's extraordinary athletic ability.
That's something Die Hard could not do. I'll tell you that right now.
And that is going to be a huge factor going into that over the limit match. Those things that Jordan can do that Die Hard's body just can't handle.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, some people have been hearing the online rumors. One of the things I read was about Die Hard currently being injured. I don't know if it's true, but I'm not saying that I would doubt it, because he's an old. I'm not saying Die Hard is an old man, because I don't want Die Hard to come out here and hit me. But Die Hard is, he's getting up there.
And more injury prone. For somebody his age to still be trying to hit the gym as hard as he was 5 or 6 years ago, it's really not going to work. And a great suplex, a little spinning suplex there by Jordan Moore, dropping James Braden back on his back.
As you saw there, James got back to his feet, but Jordan shut him down again. Now working on the arms. Jordan is on his game right now. Look at this, wrenching on an anaconda vice here, but James able to kick his way out.
That used to be one of the main moves that Jordan Moore used to finish a match, and this is it's good to see him using all these old tactics that he used in the years leading up to this. That he can still do everything that he used to do, as well as adding to his abilities with what we just saw a little bit ago, him just leaping out of the ring and having the composure and accuracy to get that kick straight across the jaw of James.
And now those are just straight fists right to the face of James, and James able to counter. It looked like Jordan was going for a 10 count punch there. Looks like he got to 9 punches, and then James finally was able to counter. And
a little reversal there by Jordan Moore, and that jumping snapmare. It's like that fake RKO. It psychs you out a little bit, but Jordan, what he does, he can get inside the head of his opponents, and that psychological factor is always a huge thing in these matches.
And again, another fake out there. Now, a big attempted springboard, but James quickly was able to roll out of the way there. I mean, he rolled out of the way last second. I mean, a split second later, it would have been probably lights out for James, but then James, that big knee face buster, then a beautiful standing drop kick.
And coming from a bigger guy, that's something that you like to see somebody of his size to be able to do.
Look at this. He's got a reverse chin lock here. Lets it go. I don't know why he would let that go. He should have tried to make him tap out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he felt like he didn't have it cinched in quite right and didn't want to... Ooh! A giant calf kick right across the face of James.
And again, James finds himself on the mat on his back. You know, possibly getting counted down in this matchup. James needs to step it up. If he wants to really prove he's got what it takes to beat Jordan, this is his opportunity to do it.
Yeah, it definitely is, but this is also a match of retribution for Jordan. This is something that I guarantee he's been wanting since, James cost them the tag titles.
Oh yeah. And a big knee breaker there, knee on knee there. That I don't care how strong and how tough you are, that a move like that would take you down, but another springboard kick there.
He does like to use every inch of that ring to his advantage, and a giant kick just around his house kick right across the face. James might be out.
2, almost a 3 count there. I thought for sure that was...
I think his arm was underneath the ropes. I'm not sure the ref could see that from this angle, but it looked like his arm was underneath the ropes.
Well, a huge clothesline there from Jordan, and as you see, Jordan's just kind of picking the body parts apart. He's just stomping on each limb.
Yeah, normally you see somebody working on like one individual spot, working on the back or the legs or the arm of their opponent. Jordan's just tearing apart the entire body. I mean, I guess if you take one leg out and still leave something that they can work with, but if you take out every body part, you're just going to be laying in the ring, not be able to do anything.
And here we go. Look at this. He's got that triangle choke. That is a triangle choke.
It's called a go-go plata, and it's a very dangerous move. It's a choke. The shin is being pushed up into the throat and the jugular of the opponent, and that's a surefire way to make your opponent black out.
I'm surprised that James did black out there, but James trying to make a little bit of a comeback here. You know, and as you were saying, you know, about Jordan picking apart every body part. You know, when everybody that was in the Chosen Ones at one time or another, I mean, that was the one good thing about being in the Chosen Ones. You had probably one of the most extensive training programs, or workout programs throughout the week. I mean, they practiced hours on end of picking apart arms and legs and fingers and toes, every possible body part.
Yeah, anything you can get a hold of and pull on or wrench a direction it's not supposed to be, you can definitely work on that body part.
You know, but I can safely say I think that Jordan Moore took the theory that Die Hard had of picking the body apart, and he excelled at it, and he's made it his own. I mean, because no matter how much Die Hard can pick apart a body part, his main goal is he's always going to be ahead. But with Jordan, he just picks every single body part apart. You know, if he could grab a rib, he'd grab a rib.
He sure does, and I wouldn't put it past him. But not to mention with the brute strength that he has, but also just the in-ring technician that he is, and dropping that huge elbow right on the heart of James. And you can see him setting him up. He's setting him up for something big here. He's been waiting for this.
We're talking BTM drop right there.
And this one for the cover.
Go for the cover, Jordan. What are you doing? Finish him off. Just pin him. Wait a second. What is he doing?
Looks like he's setting him up for something.
Oh!
A giant kick to the skull. Thanks for coming, James. You're not gonna get up from something like that.
Wow. I don't know. That was very unexpected of Jordan. I think he just sent that message to the guy. He's ready. I don't think he's ready.
This is this ruthless aggression that Jordan Moore possesses. He can bring with, he can bring to the ring at any time.
Oh my God! Steel chairs across the abdomen. This Jordan has just went from being a kind of small thorn in Die Hard's side to being could be the destruction of Die Hard right there.
This is going to be a huge problem for Die Hard moving forward. Especially if he can utilize that kick that we just saw to the skull of James in a match against Die Hard. Die Hard's a fantastic competitor and somebody that's got great resiliency, but he's not going to get up from that.
folks. We'll be right back. We got to take a quick break.
Did you hear about the car company test driving cars on the internet? You just log on, click drive, and hit the space bar to accelerate, all from your living room. That's absurd. This is the all-new 2011 Dodge Charger, available for real test drives.
And welcome back, guys. I'm still in shock about the ending of that last match. Jordan came out here and made a statement. But moving forward, this is another great in-ring competitor in John Russell's.
Well, you know, someday this young man's going to get what he's got going. Someday, you know, because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, Wes, but, you know, we were in a house show over in the United Kingdom, and he threw a cheeseburger, or my brother threw a cheeseburger at him because he looked like he was hungry. I mean, the guy looks like he needs to eat something. He came over there, and then he kicked him in the face. So someday John Russell is going to get what he's got coming. Christopher Williams.
He threw a cheeseburger at a guy that size?
If you would have been there when we were at that show, I mean, he wasn't built like he is now. He was much smaller, you know, and we were laughing and we said he looked like he was hungry. He was talking very bad about the fans at the show, and so my brother just kind of lobbed it to him, and Russell's caught it with his hand. You know, it's not like it hit him in the face or anything. He caught it with his hand, and then he threw it down on the ground and walked over.
Well, this is another competitor that I've been seeing. He's actually part of a tag team that's going to be introduced here into the power plant. This man's name is it's Jason Knight, and he's Jacob Knight. I'm sorry, and he's a fantastic tag team competitor. His tag team partner is Daniel Frost. They are a great tag team.
Yeah, you know, they're part of the new Superstar Initiative that the girl has sworn to bring to the power plant. She says she wants to bring some fresh faces. Although, you know, she did re-sign John Russell, although I don't know why, but evidently she thinks that there's something in him that the fans want to see.
Well, and if she sees something in this man right here, maybe he can take it to Russell's tonight. You know, kind of throw that thing. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care what anybody says to him. He doesn't care what they think. Maybe this man right here can throw it back in his face.
I hope so, because as I understand, Jacob Knight is he's one of those high flyer kind of guys. So hopefully he can, you know, really shut down John Russell's tonight and show John Russell's exactly why it's good to have the fans actually like you.
Yeah, definitely.
And here we go. And as I was saying, you know, Jacob Knight went for the quick aggression there, but as you see, John Russell's mounting some offensive. Nothing pretty or fancy about that belly to back there.
No, definitely not. But John Russell isn't somebody you can just walk up to and, you know, just hope that you can have your way with him. He's a big guy. He's not the biggest, but he does have some height, some strength on a lot of the competitors we do have here in the power plant. And he's somebody that likes to take control of the match early and dominate.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a great in-ring competitor, but I can't stand him. He's like Die Hard to me. I can't stand him as a human being. He may be great in the ring. I just can't stand him because of his outlook on the fans. I mean, ultimately, it's the fans that, you know, make it so we all have our job. And without those fans, we have nothing.
Well, and that's true, but, I mean, he also does what needs to be done to win matches, and you can't hate somebody for that. You can't dislike somebody that goes into the ring and, you know, uses whatever means necessary to get the job done.
I can't disagree with that, but it's just, for me, it seems like, wait a second, look at this, a big running neck breaker off the ropes. Jake
Going for the pin.
Yeah, quick cover here. Oh, and not even a 1 count.
That's a statement there by John Russell that even a big move like that doesn't slow him down.
You know, and I do have under good authority that we have another young man that was formerly in the power plant. I can't confirm it, but it's I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but it was another guy that made a huge, or should have made a huge impact in the power plant, and I can't wait to see it. I won't say his name until that. I won't let anybody know until over the limit. I have an announcement to make about that one, but yeah. So there's under good authority. I do have an idea for another person that may be returning. That was once in the power plant.
That sounds interesting. It would have been nice to have told me about that before now.
Well, it's gotta be a secret because I'm welcoming him to the room.
All right. Well, I mean, you still could have told your broadcast partner about it. But anyway, another pin there on John Russell's and another great kick out, and he moves out of the way of that springboard, goes for a pin of his own.
Look at this, 1, 2, almost a 3, but Jacob Knight there kicks out.
A long 2 count, and again he gets right back up, takes it back to Russell, and gets up in his face again.
But Russell's definitely has more in-ring experience than Jacob Knight. I know that Jacob Knight has been in the power plant's training facilities. I want to say for I think it's like 4 or 5 months, and so he doesn't really have the. This is his first broadcasted match that he's been in, and I think he's doing great.
Yeah, definitely. I did hear that they started talking to and with both of these young men in like late July, early August. They got into the training facilities and started, trying to get to the point so that they could get up into the big leagues per se. And here they are. And we haven't seen too much of Frost. Definitely nothing on our main show here, but Knight is sure getting his big debut here against a man in a big name in John Russell's.
Yeah, we've got a debut and a return happening right now. I'd have to say the debut being Jacob Knight, gentlemen, and John Russell. They're putting on a good match here. Jacob Knight he's got to be able to pick up the pace if he wants to shut down John Russell.
Yeah, he's a smaller guy, so when you're smaller, you need to be able to pick up the pace, like you said. You need to get moving faster and get those moves off that you can only get from getting your opponent off guard. And
that was a huge leaping springboard from the ropes there. Goes for the near fall here. Shoulders down. Could this be it?
2, and a late kick out by John Russell. I think it's starting to wear him down.
Oh yeah, and again, it's the tenacity of the superstars in the power. These guys have a no-quit attitude, and I know I've said this before, but I keep in touch with all the guys in the back and everything,
as much as they wish you wouldn't.
Well, most of them, they say I'm a pretty cool guy, so.
It's funny, they must not know you very well.
They say I'm funny when I'm not on the air, and, but a lot of these guys, when I go and watch them at the training facility, I see them, they go out there and they put it all on the line. They do some of the most strenuous workouts I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some pretty strenuous looking things, but they just take it to a whole new level.
That's true.
And it looks like John Russell's here. Oh, attempted a big slap, but Jacob Knight caught him there. This is what I like to see, a lot of back and forth. Wait a second.
Great scoop slam.
What's Knight with a swanton bomb off the top.
Swanton. Fantastic. He might have it here.
John Russell's powered out of that.
Oh, it was about a 2 count. I'm not sure that the 2 actually connected. It was very close to a 2, but even at that, between a 1 and 2 count kicking out of a big swanton bomb off the top rope, that's very impressive.
And that was all of Jacob Knight's body weight coming down on him from the top rope.
He's not a big guy, so that's not like a lot of weight, but anything falling from 7 feet above you that land on your chest is not going to feel good.
Exactly. And now, as you saw that dirty eye gouge by John Russell, and now Russell ascends the top rope here. Runs it.
Giant drop kick. You could hear Frost, his tag team partner, they're trying to get him to move, get out of the way of that. He saw it coming before Knight could get his wits about him.
Wait a second. What is this? Russell has him up on his shoulders. That modified spinning face crusher there off the shoulders. That could be
that might be it.
Yeah.
And that is
it.
That's a devastating move. I mean, all of his weight being spun around in like a neck breaker or face crusher type fashion, dropped. That's not gonna feel very good on somebody his size.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it was a good showing by Jacob Knight tonight. John Russell's, unfortunately picked up the win.
Well, you can't say unfortunately. It was a great match, and he did what he needed to do to get, pick up the win.
And I know we actually have to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back. Alright, and welcome back, folks. And if you recognize this theme song, you think of Shane Sparks. But on the side of that, we also have Bucky Sparks. His brother, his older, much larger brother.
much larger. Yeah, this is a tag team that I'm very excited to see in the ring. Finally competing together. We've seen a lot of Shane Sparks, and he's grown over the last couple months that he's been here in the power plant, and Bucky, an old face, we haven't seen in quite a while, looks just as fit as ever, and this is going to be something that, like I said, I've been waiting to see a long time.
Well, this will be a true testament for the Sparks brothers, because they're facing the Click. They're facing the current tag team champions, AC Arcus and Brick Wall.
Yeah, and I was talking to Melinda earlier before the show tonight. I had her on the phone. Obviously, she's not here tonight, but I was talking to her, and she said that if these two can pull the win tonight, that she is willing to give them a shot at these titles that the Click has been holding.
Yeah, and with the Click, I know that there's been some falling outs, and they don't have Explicit anymore due to his release. But the Click looks stronger than ever, even with they'd only be the two of them.
Right, and that's I guess more than they can say about the Chosen Ones, because both factions that were big just not that long ago.
Look at that. Brick Wall went to run straight into Bucky Sparks. Bucky was ready for it, caught him with that flapjack. That was like a one-arm flapjack.
And just to lift somebody the size of Brick Wall up that high with one arm, that's amazing. Brick Wall is not a small guy by any means.
Exactly. Brick Wall is a 200 and I believe he's 270 pounds, and we don't look at this again with a one-handed flapjack.
He's just showing off at this point. How do you pick somebody his size up, much less lift him with one arm? That's ridiculous.
It is very ridiculous. Look at this. Brick Wall again trying to catch Bucky Sparks off guard, and Bucky Sparks with a big overhead German suplex.
He just threw him halfway across the ring.
And again, I just want to remind the viewers that Brick Wall is a 270-pound man.
That just got thrown halfway across this ring.
But as you see, Brick Wall showing his power here.
And again, it's also very impressive. You see Bucky, he's bigger than Brick Wall. And Brick Wall is a very large man. And he's having his way with him now, just throwing him around. Now he picks him up with one arm and throws him back down with authority.
Now see, this is what I like to see when the big powerhouses clash. This is what I like to see.
Yeah, this is this is going to be a very interesting match, and if the Sparks brothers do find a way to pull off the win here tonight, and they do get that match for the titles at Over the Limit, that'll be a fantastic match.
Wait a second, here's a little bit of tag team action or headbutt from Brick Wall in the corner.
A little bit of a dirty tactic. You don't see that much from that, but it is, you know, they take advantage of their situation. They keep their titles. So,
and just like that, Sparks was able to turn it around with that double overhead choke toss. I mean, but now Brick Wall getting some offense going again.
Did you see the stall and that lift? He just picked up Bucky Sparks like it was nothing.
He did. He picked him up like it was a 25-pound bag of potatoes or something.
And it just held him there, and then whipped him around, threw him back down. And Brick Wall going to the top rope. That's something you don't see very much.
Oh, yeah.
Stalking his opponent.
Oh, punched him right in the back of the head.
He just clocked him in the back of the skull.
Look at that Sparks, the ring savvy, and he's not even considered a real veteran anymore. I mean, he's had a few matches in the power plant throughout time, but he wouldn't be considered a veteran by any standard. And he was well scouted with that off the top rope.
Well, you can tell that the Sparks, they want those titles, and they believe that they deserve those titles. And depending on the outcome of this match, I'm going to have to agree. But you know, they're determined to win this match so they can get that title opportunity over the limit.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't blame him one bit for it. And Brick Wall goes to run in with another big elbow in the corner there. Right now, Shane Sparks needs to get in this match, and he needs to pick up the pace because Bucky, although he's a great powerhouse, he's kind of getting thrown around the ring right now by Brick Wall.
Well, and Bucky is a little bit older. He's not as old as somebody like, you know, such as Die Hard by any means, but he is older. So you know, he's got the gas tank a little bit low. He's gonna need to get out of this match and take a little bit of a rest. And you can tell that Shane over there is itching to get in.
Definitely, and like as you see now, Sparks is trying to mount a comeback against Brick Wall. Wait a second, Brick Wall, a big right hook there, just completely. Wait a second, Arthur's tagged himself in.
What's he doing?
Going for the
He's
cover.
going for the pin, but
and a near fall.
I'm not sure what just happened. I mean, Brick Wall had this match won.
Oh!
Wow.
Again, raw power.
And this is going to be still. I mean, with another fresh body in the ring with Arthur's, you still need to get Bucky out of the ring, get Shane tagged in so that he can try to help out his partner a little bit. And a giant neck breaker there by Arthur's, but here we go. It's picking up the pace a little bit. Shane's back in the ring. Or is finally in the ring. He knocks Brick Wall off and
see that in the abdomen there. Off the ropes with that crucifix.
And he's going for the pin. And Brick Wall does make it in to break it up. But I think he might have had that match won if Brick Wall would have stayed down. The giant kick across the chest of AC Arthur. He's just taking it to Arthur right now. These are our tag team champions. A huge throwback by Shane. He's feeling it right now. He's very excited to be here, and a big kick by Arthur's. And this match has really picked up the pace. I mean, we started off with the two powerhouses going at it, but this is certainly turned into something that we've got the smaller guys in the ring, and here we've got Shane going to the top rope with a big dropkick across the chest of AC Arthur's and going for that pin. And only a 1 count. Brick Wall makes it in to break it up, but he takes it to Brick Wall a little bit there. Didn't really appreciate that.
Exactly, and unfortunately I don't really like what's happening right now with AC Arthur's. I mean, it's like there's miscommunication between Brick Wall and Arthur's right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure both sides of this tag team that's done so well is quite got it figured out what they're doing. Shane Sparks just whipped AC Arthur's into his opponent.
Exactly. I mean, he literally leaped over top of him to do that. And then an attempted running elbow drop there. Look at this. He picks him up. Nothing but a big drop kick right to the face.
Yeah, he's again. These are our tag team champions, and a great suplex there by Shane Sparks, and holds that bridge for the pin. But Brick Wall did make it in to break it up once again.
There you go. Look at this. Will Nelson wrenched in on Shane Sparks. Bucky breaks it up there.
But I mean, like I was saying, these are our tag team champions, and they're getting picked apart right now. I mean, again, you've got that miscommunication going on. The huge DDT by Arthur's, but what?
Wow, he just said something to Brick Wall. We're not sure what he said.
He just got right up in his tag team partner's face, pointed at himself like this is his show or something. What? I'm really confused as to what's going on right now. And Shane steps out of the way of Arthur's leaping off the top rope in a great standing drop kick right to the jaw of Arthur's.
Here we go with the Castillo.
And this has been one of his trademark moves. He really takes his opponent and just picks apart the neck and the shoulders with a great move like that. It really wears down your opponent.
Oh yeah, and here we, let's see. I mean, look at that big spinning wheel kick there from Shane Sparks.
Going for the pin.
I mean, it looks like Brick Wall's still trying to stay involved in this. He's still trying to get into, stop things from happening. And a big tilt-whirl, but kind of arm submission. They're just wrenches on the arm. Arthur's able to get out of it.
Yeah, and I mean this match is just he just kicked Bucky Sparks' face off, and going for that pin. He only got a 2 count, but wow, he just eliminated Bucky Sparks. If he could have held that pin, that would have been all.
Yeah, that definitely would have been it.
He was out on the ground outside the ring.
Here we go. What's Arthur's? Oh no, but Sparks gets the better of this situation, and then a flurry of kicks there, and the final kick to the back of the head.
Just picking him back up. Big kick to the gut.
Catches him with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, and the reason why Shane Sparks uses so much speed when he does that is, because he's not a big guy. He's a very small guy, and so he's got to be able to do it, without hurting him.
Big Hurricane Rana, and he hits the Swanton Bomb off the top rope, and this might be all. Going for the pin. Brick Wall's trying to get in the ring. Bucky Sparks stops him, and that's it.
That one-handed flapjack again. Difference.
That's a huge win. That just gave this tag team of the Sparks brothers a chance at those tag team titles at Over the Limit. But you gotta wonder about that miscommunication between Arthur's and Brick Wall.
Yeah, that's definitely the story of the match right there. The tag team champions having a little bit of miscommunication with one another. I hope that they get whatever it is that they have figured out, by Over the Limit. Folks, we'll be right back. We've got to take a quick commercial break.
Dr. House?
Yeah,
I just want you to know, I think you're the best ever.
me too.
Want my churro? Really, you can have it.
My patient just died. You think the Spanish deep-fried snack is going to make things better?
I guess I'll see you around then.
Hey, kid. Catch.
Ow!
Really thought you had that.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've already had a spectacular night, and now it's the main event. We saw Die Hard's mystery opponent for Jordan, that was James, and now it's time to find out who the Power Plant champion is gonna have to face. And I'm eager to know, who did Jordan choose?
Yeah, and I mean, when you send somebody as big and strong as James after Jordan, you like I said before, you got to think that he's trying to wear Jordan down before the match, and I don't blame him.
That does make a valid point for Die Hard, but in Jordan's defense, he didn't really set up the way that could beat him out, because James is definitely feeling the pain, and we did receive word during the last commercial break that the return of James Braden is not likely going to happen anytime soon.
No, he's been out with what Die Hard told us a long time ago was a knee injury, and he's now out with a couple broken ribs and a concussion. So he's going to be out for quite a while.
You know, and what that means for Die Hard is ultimately Die Hard is alone. He doesn't have anything. He's severed his ties with everybody that he had surrounding him that made him such a powerful being, and now Die Hard has nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, with what happened at the end of our last real show a while back, I mean, he came down and attacked the two people in the main event. He doesn't have any friends anymore. He does not have anybody that he can fall back on and rely on.
Die Hard has committed career suicide. I guess we'll find out who the opponent is. Time will only tell. And here we go.
Die Hard, you send your brother to fight me? You send somebody else? Somebody that I depended on, that I relied on to do your dirty work? You sent somebody, a behemoth like your brother, to try to injure me before our match so that I'm not going to be 100%. Let me tell you something. I am more than prepared for our match. You know, Melinda told me that I'm allowed to pick whoever I want for this match. So, I would like to introduce to you, not just one, but both of your contestants for this match. Here are your opponents, Die Hard.
Wow. He said opponents. He didn't say opponent. He said opponents.
Two? He's gonna at least two people? I mean, Melinda did tell him that this is a pick your poison, and you can put your opponent in whatever kind of match you want.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That Suicide Kid. And he looks, excuse my French, ladies and gentlemen, but he looks pissed.
Suicide had been talking to Die Hard for days, for weeks, over Twitter. They were blowing up each other's Twitter, you know, talking about how he wanted to be in Die Hard's good graces, how he would do whatever it took to try to be a friend with Die Hard. And he came down and just took him out at the end of our last show.
The day that nobody ever thought would happen. Die Hard versus Extreme in the same ring.
And I'm not surprised to see this as Suicide Kid's partners. I mean, these two people are not friends by any means. But these are the two men that Die Hard took out in the same night. And he ruined our main event, and this is what he gets. This is retribution. And you know, you know what? Because this is going to be quite the match for Die Hard.
Oh yeah, and you know, one of the greatest things is I know that Jordan is still friends with Extreme. I know that they still keep in contact, and that's the beauty of this. I know that Extreme was probably more than willing to do this.
I don't doubt it at all. Like you said, they are friends. They have been friends. They were tag team partners, and one of the best tag teams that I've ever seen. You know, he and Suicide Kid aren't the best of friends, but I don't doubt for 1 second that Suicide would be happy to get this ring, get some retribution of his own against Die Hard like he did in the main event.
Well, definitely, the cards are definitely stacked against Die Hard tonight. Suicide Kid, Die Hard are starting it here. You know, as a standing tie up here, Die Hard gets the better of the situation, and a dirty trip there, but he's got to keep on the offensive. He can't wait with these guys because these two guys will tear him apart.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, these two men in Suicide and Extreme, they really aren't friends. I'm sure actually they can't really stand each other. I mean, like I said before, they were in a main event. They were going against each other, and you know, Suicide was okay with it when Die Hard came down and took out Extreme. But then Die Hard went ahead and turned his back on him too, socked him right in the face. So, I mean, when you run down to the ring and stick both opponents that are in it, neither of them are gonna like you too much.
Exactly. You know, and Die Hard, that would have been Die Hard, or you know, Suicide Kid could have been Die Hard's saving grace. He could have been the one person that would still believe in Die Hard while nobody else does. You know, because Die Hard's got a huge target on his back with everybody. So he's like we said, you know, he basically screwed himself on this one. He doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see, I mean, normally with Extreme in his personality. You don't see him moving around too much. I mean, even when he was a tag team partner with Jordan, he let Jordan take care of his business, and if he needed out, that's why he was there. But he's stalking Diver for those ropes. He's itching to get in this match too.
He's definitely itching. I mean, look at it. I mean, he is pacing left and right, left and right. I mean, he is eager to get in here and get his hands on Diehard, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing him get his hands on Diehard. Diehard may be sitting there thinking he's in control right now, but he needs to remember, Extreme is on the outside, and he is a fresh man.
And when you have somebody that, you know, can be a game changer, I mean, even if it is a handicap match, when it's 2-on-1, you can't, you know, you really can't put somebody like Diehard, like, you know, in the position that you don't think he's going to be able to, not going to be able to win. But you just saw it. Extreme tagged himself in. He just reached in and grabbed Suicide. Totally. He was tired of watching. He wanted a piece of Diehard himself.
He wants him, and now he's getting him, son. And look at this, Extreme using that adjustment. Look at this, a one-handed lifting spine buster.
Oh my god. Picks him up, drops him with that backbreaker. This is going to be a long night for Diehard.
Oh, this is going to be a very, very long night for Diehard. He needs to, that dirty fist punch, it ain't going to keep Extreme down. I mean, as you saw, Extreme was starting to get right back to his feet. Diehard needs to keep on Extreme, because if Extreme gets up and gets on a roll, Diehard is in for an extremely long night. And that big powerhouse-styled spine buster from Diehard, you know, it just slams you right on your kidneys and your lower back.
For that quick cover, but Extreme wasn't having any of that. Gets right back to his feet, starts taking it to him. Good kick, a flurry of punches, and a big roundhouse kick by Extreme on to Diehard. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I'll give Diehard his dues in this match. He's doing pretty good, but see, now he's taunting again, getting arrogant, and catches the big back chop from Extreme.
And you can't stay off of somebody like Extreme. You can't give him the opportunity to get his wits about him and get moving again, because when you do, that's what happens. I mean, you find yourself on the flat on your back on the mat.
You know, and the whole ironic part about this is true retribution for Jordan, because, you know, Diehard did put Jordan in a handicap match, you know, a few weeks ago, and Extreme has fought several handicap matches when his other partner, John Terrace, for a while there was just nowhere to be found. It was all Extreme, you know, up until No Mercy of 2010. And, you know, Jordan was able to beat the tag team champions. I'm just saying.
Yeah, by himself. And I mean, Diehard is older, he is slower, he is weaker than he used to be, and you can see that coming into effect. But Extreme is a true enigma in the power plant. There's nobody like him that's his size, that possesses the strength that he has, and still has the agility and, you know,
and speed
of somebody the size of Suicide Kid, somebody that doesn't slow down.
You know, and that's one of the great things about Extreme. I mean, no matter what, he keeps the pace going, and like you said, you know, he's probably one of the biggest guys that we've ever seen in the power plant. I mean, granted, he's not as big as what Bucky Sparks is, but I mean, he's still a very, very big guy.
And, you know, strength, or, you know, looks about, you know, how big your muscles are, don't have anything to do with Brent's strength, because Extreme has strength of something I've never seen. He's not the biggest guy, but honestly, if he was in a match with Brick Wall or Bucky Sparks or somebody that size, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd come out to be the winner.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. And I mean, right now, Diehard may be trying to section off Extreme, but as you see, Suicide Kid causes some problems there for Diehard.
He gets that little distraction. I mean, they aren't, like I said, the best of friends. You know, they aren't going to be a tag team anytime soon. You know, I wouldn't think anyway. But he is sure causing some trouble for Diehard.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, even though they're not a tag team, they are working very well together as a tag team, which, you know, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They are making their opponent totally lose his thought process. I mean, Diehard he's not able to concentrate on one person because he's got both of them to worry about. Oh, wait a second. Look at this. Now we're seeing some tag action. Extreme, a big left knee there to the abdomen.
He's picking him up, but Die Hard gets the best of that, counters a little bit, but Extreme again just dodges that punch and gets into another tap with Die Hard. That's not something you see from many people.
Wait a second. What's Die Hard thinking here? Die Hard looks like he's going for the painkiller. He calls this move the painkiller, that modified backdrop with the bridge on it.
Holds the bridge, and Suicide does break it up, hops back out of the ring, but Extreme might be. Ooh, a great counter, a giant DDT by Extreme, and he's feeling it.
And that was a beautiful counter there. Now Extreme whipping, Die Hard into that corner chest first. Extreme caught him with the elbow right across the top of the head. Double-handed choke toss halfway across the ring. There's nothing more beautiful than seeing the powerhouse throw the smaller guy around the ring. And Die Hard's not exactly a small guy, but compared to Extreme, he's like a lightweight.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's great to see somebody like Die Hard get what's coming to him. For once. I do like people that you might not like so much, or the tactics that they use, but Die Hard has dug his own grave. And
look at
Extreme.
That. Ooh. What do you call that? I mean, that's
something I don't want to feel anytime soon.
Exactly.
Wow.
I definitely don't want to feel. I mean, and as you
giant drop, he's wasting some time though. I'm not sure. I would have gone for the cover there.
I would have too. Die Hard just kind of mounting the kicks there, but Suicide Kid tagged himself in off a blind tag here. Die Hard was still going after Extreme. I don't think he saw the tag there. Now, big belly to belly, and now Die Hard's feeling this.
He's starting to feel it. I think Extreme had things under control, but now Die Hard
up there just plants Suicide Kid right on his face. Die Hard going for the cover here. Extreme
popping in
to break it up at a 1 count. Oh, right on the left arm there.
But I think, like I was saying, I think Extreme had things under control, but Suicide Kid didn't quite get enough of him earlier, apparently, because he's back in the ring and going for the cover now.
Only a 2 count on the power plant champion. It's probably going to take more than a splashy springboard to keep Die Hard down, but maybe we're going to see the suicide note on Die Hard there. This might be enough.
Pulls him away from the ropes, going for the cover.
Die Hard's shoulders are down. 1, 2, almost a 3 count, but Die Hard kicked out. The resiliency of Die Hard.
I think you saw Extreme getting a little bit jealous there. I think he thought about breaking that pin up for a second.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, who doesn't want to pin the power plant champion?
I mean, he wants to pick up the win, no doubt, but I think he wants to do it in good terms.
Oh yeah. And as you see, now Die Hard trying to pick apart Suicide Kid. But wait, Suicide Kid back to his feet. Die Hard catches with a huge clothesline. You don't see Die Hard do a running move very often.
No, you don't, and that might be partially because like we've mentioned before, he is older, he's slower, and the tank might be running out for him.
Well, now Suicide Kid is lighting him up, and as you see, Suicide Kid springboard from the corner with a big moonsault, and another springboard moonsault. He went all the way to the top rope on that one.
You're going for that pin,
and a one
count. Wow. You got to admire the resiliency that Die Hard possesses.
Oh, he does have a great amount of resiliency, but if anything, he's just trying to show to Jordan that, hey, I can still do it. But the way Jordan did it was, so much, he was aggressive about it, and Die Hard is just kind of barely hanging on here, trying to wrench in that full Nelson there.
You saw Extreme kind of debate about whether he even wanted to get in there and break up that hold or not.
Oh, and look at this. Again, we're doing some tag team action. A big chop across the chest.
Just getting in Suicide's way a little bit, but Suicide off the top rope and a giant drop kick straight to the chest of Die Hard, and that might knock the wind out of him. Going for the pin. Ooh,
Only a
close one. That was another close pinfall. And like you said, Diehard not exactly being aggressive here. He's just sort of waiting, biding his time, trying to wait for an opening. And you know, if you wait too long, you're gonna miss the chance to try to. Wow, he just took Extreme out.
Well, now you see the aggressive side of Dyer coming into play. He's trying to, you know, do something. Wait a second, Dyer setting him up. It looks like he's setting him up for the Dyer drop, but Extreme is in there. A big running back.
He just saved Suicide Kid.
It's all about, you know, making a statement against the power plant champion, and they're definitely making a statement here.
Yeah, and Suicide's feeling it.
The big super kick there. Dyer just out.
Suicide Kid just dropped the power plant champion. He's setting him up here. Going for that suicide note again. Yep, he sure is.
Just
and he hits it right on the back of his head.
Dragging Dyer away from those ropes. No rope breaks into the cover here. Is this gonna be it? Diehard, it was pinned by Suicide Kid the week before Over the Limit.
We just witnessed somebody that made his debut not that long ago in the power plant pin the power plant champion.
What can you say? That young man has got what it takes. I knew from the day I saw him he's got what it takes.
And a great assist there by Extreme. He would not have still been on his feet if it weren't for Extreme.
That is very true. That could have been the end of the match if Dyer didn't hit the diehard drop. Folks, we are out of time for tonight. But make sure to catch Over the Limit next week. You know, you're going to see Diehard versus Jordan Moore for the Power Plant Championship. You're going to see the tag team titles contested. It's going to be the Click taking on the newly formed tag team of the Sparks Brothers. We don't know what's going to happen for the $1 Million title. Melinda Grove's been keeping that one under wraps. But make sure to catch us Over the Limit next week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Christopher Billings. He's Wes Steele. Have a good night, everybody.